Hey, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you can take an email that you might send to someone that maybe is okay, or maybe isn't going well for you in a campaign that you're running, and use AI to transform it into an email that the prospect will actually want to reply to. We talk a lot about AI in the context of saving time, right? Look at this automation where it's going to do all these kinds of things that would take us hours to do, and now it's working for us on autopilot. That stuff's really powerful, and I think it's really good to do because it can actually really transform your GTM. But it's also really important to remember that some of the most powerful use cases for AI are not around saving time and automation, even though it's doing that at the same time. It's about augmenting intelligence and actually creating quality output. Because ultimately, whatever you're doing in your GTM, whether it's coming up with better creatives for your ads, whether it's coming up with a better script for the phone, whether it's an email copy, whatever it might be, at the end of the day, you need to generate quality in order to get results. It doesn't matter how quickly and efficiently you did it if the output is poor quality. All right, so I'm going to show you this email here that I received from a company. We're going to use it as an example, to go in with here. I'm not calling out this company. I don't know them. I think they've done a good effort here to try and get my attention and to reach out to me. But I just want to use it as an example for the purpose of this exercise. So you can see that they are. First, I'll show you the company. So they offer basically like coaching and training courses. Professional development, right? And so if we go back into the email, good morning. As a CMI partner, we're able to offer colleagues at Spring Drive some part-funded places to CMI Level 7 Strategic Management and Leadership Training. Across 5 days, this program will support senior leaders, enhance their skills and knowledge across wider business to deliver their organizational goals. Their experience will be certified. Will also be certified with a highly recognized Chartered Management Institute level qualification. Next available dates. Would it be helpful to share some info? I think the link is misleading, by the way, just because that's probably maybe contributed to why this landed in spam. But and there's an agenda overview at the bottom. I don't know if that's helpful, but certainly this part is the crux of the email, and I might even want to just use that for the purpose of this exercise because that's what a lot of emails will look like. So I'm going to take this. Actually, I'm not going to take this just yet. Sorry. So I'm going to go into Claude, where I have created. Actually, do you know what? I want to not do that. I want to go. Yes, I like this song. I want to go into here where I'm going to go into a new chat. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to give it this. I want it to do some research here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to give it the company URL. Where are we? And I'm going to first give it a prompt here. And essentially what I want to do initially is I wanted to do some research, and I wanted to do basic research. Again, I want to keep this very light so everyone can see that even with very, very small bits of prompting and small bits of data, you can actually do some really great stuff. So I am a company that provides professional development training services, and I am reaching out to an individual who is the founder of a marketing agency. I'm going to provide you with my company, and I'm going to provide you with the prospect company and also their LinkedIn profile. What I'd like you to do is just do some research and try and understand um, try and understand what are the kinds of things that we offer that we can provide, which would actually be specifically helpful to this prospect. And in order to understand what could be specifically helpful, the first thing you need to do is go really, really deep into the psyche and the mindset of the prospect and figure out what kind of position are they in. What keeps them up at night? Not in a metaphorical, generic sense, but in a specific sense. What kind of tasks, what kind of things worry them about the things that are going to happen the next working day, or, for example, that week or that month? And then when you can consider all of those things, and we're talking about the things that are relevant to what my company offers, I want you to then try and find the match, try and find the resonance point between what we offer and what those specific pains, contexts, worries, or even goals and aspirations might be of this prospect. And the reason I want you to do that is because what you're looking for is you're looking for the specific kind of thing that we can do to help this prospect, but framed in a way that would really resonate with those pains and specific concerns of this prospect. I'd like you to simply at this stage do the research, and I'd like you to just output the relevant pains and concerns and aspirations that are very, very specific about the prospect. I'd like you to come up with maybe 2 to 5 in a bullet point format. And then underneath that, I'd like you to come up very specifically with the specific products, the specific services, the specific offers that we provide that would be that would that would that would help solve, alleviate, or support one or more of those pains in a highly relevant type way. And again, output that in the form of 2 to 5 bullet points. Don't hallucinate here and come up with pains or contexts that don't exist. Likewise, don't come up with offers or things or products or services that are not explicitly on our website. If you cannot find relevant data, if you cannot find relevant information, just say that. Just say I can't find what I'm looking for, and ask me another question to help you in the next prompt find more. And you should be at least 90% confident that what you're looking at is relevant. I always get scared when I do that, and I think that Whisperflow has not captured what I've been ranting on about for the last 5 hours. Okay, my company website. Again, we're using O3 because I like O3 for research here, and let's let that go. What I'm going to do basically is I'm going to use GPT-O3 to do this research and to come up with this very again, I want to keep this really basic level so you can see how AI can be really powerful, actually without having to spend hours with it or to have some really fancy thing going on here. Okay, so scaling leadership casual still doing the work. String drivers only 2 to 10 people, yet promises to build automated. As project volume rises, founder-led decision risks become bottleneck. Mogan needs to trust lieutenants and a common leadership language. So I like this one, by the way, because this is actually quite relevant in that, I will say that I do have that thing of, and I wouldn't say it's like a pain that keeps me up at night per se, although maybe that's just very emotive language anyway. But definitely, I think about the idea of like, I want to be able to get the people who are working in the company, like my GTM engineer, to be able to really lead. And it's incumbent upon me to be able to get them to that level. Onboarding and coaching new GTM quickly. The firm's USP is complex. Yeah, this is pretty relevant, I think. Choosing the right growth bets with bespoke projects spanning lead scoring, which niches to double down on, when to say no, and how to package service predictable revenue. I think we kind of have that. I don't know if that's a massive one. I like these two. I don't know about that one so much. Maintaining delivery cadence across promised outcomes to 20 minutes and depend on type, project, and change control. Again, I think these two are the better ones, and what they offer here. So, strategic management, leadership coaching, and mentoring pathway. Okay. Okay. So again, I want to keep it basic. I'm going to just say very clearly, I like the first two pains that you mentioned about scaling leadership capacity and about onboarding and coaching new GTM engineers quickly. Those two I feel are probably the best. And so, what can you just very quickly output those two pains in 2 bullet points? You don't need to change anything, and underneath that, just put the bullet points of what my PD offers that are relevant to those two pains. I actually didn't need to do that, by the way. I could just, this is me being lazy, right? This is literally me being lazy. But I've done that so I can just do whoop, and copy and paste it. Okay, so, and again, you can see this is like really, really basic. Like if I was doing this and really spending time here, like we might come up with a whole much longer list, looking at data. Oh, one key thing that's really important here, by the way, is I want to do this without signals. We often work with clients who are targeting mostly SMBs and mid-market, and sometimes what you'll find there is signal data can apply to like a portion of that market, but then there's a huge portion of the market to which there is no signal data, or it's very hard to really find. And the question is like, how do you still create a great email or a great message, LinkedIn message, or whatever it is to that side of the market? So one thing that's key here is I want to do this without signal data. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go into Claude. Okay, so what I've got here in Claude is this is a Claude project. And what we're going to do now is we're going to basically take that data and we're going to look at the email. And then I want to try and do this I want to try and nail it in like 2 or 3 prompts using this project thing, which I'll talk to you in a second about, to come up with a much better email. So the first thing is, so this project knowledge, basically, I have a messaging strategy framework. I've talked about this in a few videos before. If you're not watching this on YouTube, head onto the YouTube. There's a couple of videos there about it already. But basically, this document, and I'm not going to show the document, not because I'm trying to hide anything, but because number one, it's very, very sparse. This is not like fully mapped out. And also, there's actually a lot of things in it that I want to actually evolve and work on. So this wouldn't be, to be honest with you, the best version of it, but it's just a very basic few bullet points around the things that I've spoken about before. Keeping email copy short, being contextually relevant about authority and not basic, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so let's get to work on this. I'm going to show you an email that we have sent to a prospect, and the email is not performing well. It's not doing very well. We have conducted some research and come up with 2 specific pains that the prospect may be experiencing, and the two specific offers that we have to address those pains. What I'd like you to do first, I don't want you to look at the project knowledge just yet. I do not want you to write a new email just yet. I just want you to do one specific thing. I want you to look at the current email, look at the pain data, the 2 pain specific points we made, and the 2 things we offer. Look at the website, look at my website, then look at their website. And I just want you to see, also look at the project context as well. And I first want you to just evaluate the email based on the project knowledge and the data we provided, and decide and just map out in 3 to 5 bullet points where the current email goes wrong. Do not write a new email just yet. Just write the bullet points of where it goes wrong. Okay. I am an idiot. Forgot to paste the original email. Please forgive me. I won't do that. I will append it. Is that the word, append? I think it is. Whatever. At the end here. Okay, so there's the prompt, and then this has come out weird. This by the way, like what's happening right now, it's just me being a bit, okay. So let's actually copy that email and put it in there, and I'm just gonna do this part because I think this part is overkill anyway, for the purpose of this, and also I think okay, now let's do it. So let's have a look. Here are the keys. Generic corporate opening that ignores mark. Moment runs a cutting edge GTM automate opening with as a CMO partner. It sounds very like a corporate. So this is some good zero connection to actual pains. The mental organization goals to needs without any reference to challenge. So if you think about like that's correct, isn't it? So it's completely kind of terrible use of pop theory terms. Like, so pop theory I talk about a lot. It's like popping out things that I love the fact that it's picked up on this so quickly. But popping up is things that pop out in an email that tell the prospect immediately, "Oh, I'm not interested," because people do not read emails, and people. This is a big misconception. People don't read messages and then decide what they think of them. They scan the message subconsciously, get a feeling of it, and then decide whether or not to read it. No compelling angle or psychology. The email lacks any hook. There's no foam about compelling. No curiosity. Okay. Misses the compartmentalized offer opportunity. Instead of leading with a 5 full-day program, okay. So I think this is really good. These are all things that I would look at an email and think, here are some potential problems. It's not including, I think, everything that we can include. Again, and this is why I don't want to go over that, spend too much time going over that, the project document I uploaded, because it's kind of sparse. But let's just use it to come up with a much better email. Okay, great. I like the points that you've made here, and I'm glad that you have done a good analysis of the original email. So now what I would like you to do is, using the data that I have provided, which is the new key pains to address, the particular programs that we offer, and then specifically all the information in the project document about the factors to consider before writing an email. Think really deeply about that. And I want you to come up with 2 new email copy variants, which should transform this original email into the kind of email which the prospect, in this case Mohan, who runs Spring Drive, would would feel compelled to reply to, the kinds of emails which he would look at and say, "Oh, I really would like this." Again, I want you to take your time to really think about the the points in the messaging strategy document that I uploaded, and um, and I want you to make sure that you're not coming up with any factors that aren't true. You should be cross-referencing what you decide to come up with what is on our website. So you can't offer something, for example, well, you can offer something that is not on the website, but which we can plausibly offer, but don't come up with something completely random like offering them Amazon gift vouchers. Um, okay, write 2 email variants and just output the 2 new email variants and nothing else. That was probably the worst prompt I think I've ever done, but I want but I want to keep this I want to keep this hyper simple. And I want it to really go off the data that we provided rather than it becoming kind of like an amazing prompt that does the work, if that makes sense. Okay, little trick there, because I actually was panicking. Little trick there. If you accidentally do that, just go back. Oh shit! It has fucked me, hasn't it? Let's try it again. Oh, I fucked myself here. No, it's done it. It's actually done it. Okay, great. Let's have a look. So let's look at the first one. Hi Mohan, just saw Spring Drive signal-led GTM workflows, impressive tech stack. Don't like that first line. Notice you're still a tight team of under 10. One founder I know was in the same position, building complex automations, but couldn't step away from delivery to actually sell. His new GTM engineers took 3 months to ramp up on their. This is a good one. This statement. So I hate this. But I hate this first line. But this is a good statement. He used our CMI leadership coaching framework to build an onboarding playbook that cut ramp time to 3 weeks. Now has 2 engineers who can. Not a fan of this. This is a good one. This is a good thingy line. Let's get number 2. When you hire your next GTM engineer, how long before they can independently handle some of their AirPower workers without you reviewing every output? That's a great line. That's a great line. We developed a coaching certification, specifically for who need to transfer comments domain fast. One participant built a system that got new hires developing 30 days. Limited spots for September call. Interested. This is so I'll be honest with you. I think this first variant, it's okay. I don't like I think this is the only part that I like of the first variant. Not now, Mateo. This is the only. I love Mateo. He's great, by the way, but just not now. Notice you're still a tight team with Yeah, that's the only part I like about it. This I don't like. This I don't like. This here, I think, is much better. I like the fact that this is just a great line. This is pretty good. Let's iterate slightly on email variant 2. I don't like email variant 1. Get rid of it. I like email variant 2. I think it's really, really good. The only thing I would want to improve about it is the second paragraph where you talk about the coaching certification. Maybe you can be slightly more specific about, and you can use curiosity here to come up with something that is in that coaching that I might be drawn to. Maybe it's a particular module that's going to be really relevant to me, really relevant to my company. And then also maybe think about, I like the limited spots for September cohort. That's a really good use of, but make that more compelling. If it's a limited spots for September cohort, what's cool about it? Is it in person? Do I get to see other people? Or otherwise, go back to the the messaging framework document and think about how you can come up with a better um, compartmentalization of the offer, right? So maybe, can you offer me something from this coaching certification that's a lead magnet that I can see now? Or maybe you can offer me something that's less commitment in case, I don't have time to turn up to somewhere in September. So I might be completely ballsing up this email with it. Hopefully what you can see, by the way, already is that within literally a couple of prompts, even if I were to send this out, this is like this is a, don't need the quick question part, but this is a far better email than this, where it's just like not touching upon. And if you're, where are we? And if you're, so let's just do this. And if you are thinking about, okay, from our perspective, your company, something's not worked. How can we get to this point? You can see how actually just combining certain LLMs, doing this little bit of research before, trying to get to that understanding of what's really important, and then having a framework that works can be really powerful. When you hire an GTM engineer, how long before they can be planner? We've developed a coaching system with a module technical knowledge transfer system showing you how to document complex workflows into repeatable playbooks your team can execute without you. One participant built a system that got new hires. This second variation is too long and it's actually become slightly less interesting. So keep it short again, like the second variant that you initially sent me, and just offer me something different. Keep the same pain data, but just offer me something more interesting. Um, yeah, because I think this one's not good. I don't like this. Don't like it at all. Um, it's basically added and bulked this up. It's not actually transformed it into something more succinct with a better offer, which is what I wanted to do. Hi, Moen. A quick question. When you hire your next GTM engineer, how long was it? I like that line. We run a 2-day intensive on building it. You leave with a complete systems transfer teams. Our founder cut RAM time from 3 months to 3 weeks. Next session is 8 10 meeting in person and what the framework we use. This is the part that makes it, by the way, because I think this is a really cool offer. 2-day intensive on building. My mind is going to go to 2-day intensive. What's the cost? When is it? Am I free? Like, if I'm in a really busy state right now, I might just be like, great, I haven't got the time for it. This is the part that makes it kind of like, yeah, send me the framework. Because that's going to then, you think about this from the perspective of how you're building your sales funnel and how you're creating conversations. That's going to bridge that gap. Like, a lot of people will write a message that stops at, do you want to come? It's a $2,000 workshop. It's a, right? This is going to bridge the gap because you're going to show me something. I want to go, oh, I need this. This is really good. I can see how blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Let me make time for this. So look, I'm gonna stop this there because I don't want this to turn into a massive thing. But what you can see, as I say, is we've taken this initial email, we've done very simple prompt on like, get some actually good pain data that's relevant to this company and match it to what we offer. You can see here how using AI, actually very simply, but with the right understanding of why we're using AI, which is not just to accelerate what we're doing, but to give it the kind of context and frameworks that augment intelligence, right? It's not just about going from A to B 10 times quicker than a human can go from A to B, which is part of it too. It's about going from A to C, where a human can only go from A to B because they lack the understanding, they lack the frameworks, and the ability to find the right data and so on. Anyway, I hope that's useful. If you want myself, Spring Drive, to do this work for you to help you come up with far better messaging so that you can actually get people replying to the messages that you're putting out there in any channel that might be, check out our website, springdrive.co. You can DM me as well. And obviously, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe for more content like this coming out. soon. That was a really cringy ending, but whatever. It's 30 minutes. Oh, what